Season 6 for Delta Force Operations has been announced, and it looks absolutely fantastic. New weapons, new bosses, new operators, new skins, of course a new battle pass, but also changes to existing maps to make them better, such as Space City. I'm going to cover everything that's coming up for Delta Force Operations, so buckle up, hold on, let's get it. First off, a new operator named Raptor is coming. This is more of a recon type operator. He's got the nice scar on the eye to remind you that he's had some good combat experience, and he honestly looks pretty great. For his abilities, he'll have an EMP or imp grenade that'll disable UI, any gadgets, and basically become a counter to most of the other operators' abilities and ults, etc. We'll see how quick it throws. We'll see how quick it activates. If it activates quick and throws quick, this could be really helpful for close quarters combat to make sure that the other team does not get the jump on you and your teammates. Raptor has a drone to scout, and you actually fly this drone around. It will automatically mark enemies, look ahead, see where they are, choose a different path. Automatically marks enemy operators that are seen on the drone to your teammates live, meaning they can see exactly where they are, how they're sitting, where they're positioned. Think of Luna's recon arrow, except you can actually fly around corners, not just shoot it in a straight line. This becomes incredibly valuable when you talk about fighting inside of places. So often with Luna, I will shoot an arrow and it won't detect because there's a room just next to where the arrow was. This will allow you to actually fly into a room, around a room, look up high if you're outside. It seems like Luna with a lot more ability to actually see what's going on. The difference is your operator will be stationary as you're flying the drone around, where Luna can just fire that arrow and keep going, but I'm excited to test it out. When you're finally done scouting around, you can actually drop an EMP from the drone, and you can also ram the drone into somebody. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but that also activates an EMP. So when your timer is about up, you just run it into a team, hopefully disabling different things, including traps. This will be very helpful when you have teams that have positioned themselves with all of their traps in such a way that it makes it almost impossible to attack them. Just activate the EMP, take them all out, push hard with your team. The last thing Raptor does is actually be able to see footprints of the operator. Think like Call of Duty, Warzone, Tracker, etc. They've used so many different names over the years. You can actually see the footsteps of where they are. You can examine those footsteps and it will reveal what type of gear the players have, as well as ping a location like you see here below. This seems to be a passive trait. If it is passive and you can always see those footsteps, it's going to be extremely beneficial. If it's something you have to activate and maybe for 10 seconds, 15 seconds, you can see footsteps and then lock onto them. I'm not quite sure on that. I haven't been able to get the right info on that, but very excited to play as Raptor in Season 6. Now, the last thing I want to cover with Raptor is a new skin is coming. This is probably the most excited I've been about for a skin in a long time. You see, when you have skins, I'm coming from Warzone, Call of Duty, Zombies, etc. The skins are so ridiculously out there that it changes the entire feel of the game. You got Beavis and Butthead running around with Ninja Turtles, running around with real operators way back from Modern Warfare 2019, based on real people. It just gives a really weird feel to the game overall. So far, they've kept it relatively tame on the skins, and I hope they continue to do that. But for Raptor, he is getting, get this, a Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater skin, which he already kind of looks like Snake, to be 100% honest. This is such a good addition. It'll blend right in. It won't be too crazy over the top when they get the crazy anime looks and cartoonish and all that kind of stuff. I may actually buy this one, and I don't normally buy skins. You guys know that. I buy battle passes, but I don't normally buy skins, but Snake Eater might convince me. I want to talk about some crazy good changes that are coming to looting, both individually and as a team, and especially with randoms. But before we do that, let me jump over to the new weapons. There are two new weapons coming. The first is the MK47, running 7.6239 ammo. Everything I've seen from this video below, it looks like really, really good control, and probably just an absolute beamer from what I can tell. Now, I haven't had my hands on this. I'm not yet part of the test group. Hopefully by next season, I'll be part of that test group for Delta Force. But the MK47 looks like it's going to be a meta. I would be surprised if it's not. Start saving up your 7.62 ammo, craft that gold ammo, and be ready to run with the MK47. The other gun is the Marlin lever action rifle. Now, coming from Call of Duty and especially from zombies, when I hear lever action rifle, I get really sad really quick. So I'm like, it's gonna suck. Nobody's gonna like it. It's gonna be terrible. It's gonna be weak. Slow firing, slow reloading, all those things that you all are familiar with. But after I saw some actual gameplay with it, one, it shoots very fast. It ADSs very fast. It reloads a little slow because it's individual reload like a shotgun. So I get that. But it looks really, really good. It will one shot to the head, 100 plus damage, up to 40 meters. So not like a long sniper, but that means if you have gold ammo inside of this thing, which you can keep in your safe box, you could one tap virtually anybody that doesn't have a red helmet from up to 40 meters. And with some attachments, it looks like you may potentially be able to one shot in the chest a little closer. Furthermore, with some other attachments, which we'll go over this full when it releases and we got it in our hands, you can get over 100% accuracy, meaning hip fire accuracy is perfect. So without ADSing, you can hit shots at 10, 20, 30 meters right in the head. This is going to be a very, very high risk, high reward weapon. If you are very skilled at hitting those headshots, you'll be able to move around while in hip fire, still hitting those gold ammo headshot one taps in admin, let's say, effortlessly. You're gonna have to be good to do it. Like, this is not gonna be a low skill gun, but if you are a high skill player, you're gonna use barely any ammo and be able to take out just about anybody. Now, when we really get our hands on it is when we're gonna know in operations, does it actually deliver like the numbers say it delivers, like it delivers in the firing range? It should, but you never know with games like this. Sometimes you get some weird glitches. Again, I'm coming from Call of Duty. How many times have you gotten guns that look good in the firing range and then you get out there and they suck, or vice versa? But both of these guns look fantastic. There's new skins for them as well. Moving on to levels. Space City is getting some rework done to it. They're opening up some other areas so there's less of the funneling and channeling through very specific areas that kind of get camped out. They're opening up different parts to connect more of the map together, which will allow you to flank around teams and or avoid teams, which is very welcome, especially as a solo player. Space City is freaking hard if you're solo. Even if you're trying to rat around, it's still hard. Teams are sweaty and ready, and there's so many funnel points. Very excited to see what these exact changes will be on Space City. Now, Tide Prison is getting a brand new boss called the Warden. I watched the cinematic. There's a short. You might have already seen that from my channel. It looks freaking fantastic. He has a sweet armored face mask, has this German accent, kind of giving some SS vibes, which makes for a perfect bad guy because now you really want to take him out, if you know what I'm saying. Tide Prison is going to be very busy this season, especially in those first few weeks as everyone's coming back to go and complete all of the season missions and get their 3x3 safe box. Earlier I mentioned some crazy good changes coming to looting, especially with randoms. Let me finish off with those. Now, when you kill an enemy, you are the only person that has access to their box and all of their stuff. Your teammates cannot access that box until you first access it. Now, there's a couple things around this. One, if you assist on a kill, even if you don't get the finish, you can equally loot. You don't have to wait, which makes sense. The other weird one is if you heal a teammate during a fight and they kill somebody, or if you res a teammate after they kill somebody, then they get knocked and then you res them, you'll also have access to the box. So I could see that being potentially problematic if you are playing with randoms. The cool thing about this though is, although you don't have access, think like when you first open a key room where you have 45 seconds or 50 seconds, whatever it is, before anybody else can open stuff. It's the same type of thing, except now your teammates can request access to anything and you can give it to them early, which is really good, particularly if it's your own team, but even more so for randoms. You can share if you want. Otherwise, you go through when you're done going through it and you get out. Now they have access to those boxes. Everything that I've seen looks like you do have options in different settings. Like if you're playing with squad mates that are your friends, you can actually change a setting to where friends in your party, not the randoms, can automatically access the boxes, which is how I would do it. When I play with my buddies, We're super open. Whoever gets the kill has first dibs, but we're always asking, hey, there's this nice gun. Can I take it? Or vice versa. Hey, do you mind if I grab this? Go for it, man. Or if you're in a hurry and you get a kill, but you know another team's coming, hey, just grab the new gun. Get ready. Let's go. We'll figure it out later. We can divide the loot later. There's a lot of exciting content coming. Some cool skins, cool gun skins, new operators, new boss, and more improved mechanics. I think Delta Force Operations is doing a phenomenal job with this game. The console release has gone fairly well, but I want to see this game get huge. And in order to do that, you and I got to be taking in our friends and the noobs and showing them how to play the game, giving them a good experience on those first few raids, giving them the taste of that adrenaline that you get from a successful raid and a team wipe. Let's make this game big. Let's get those console players moving with the PC players. Even on mobile, I've played it quite a bit. It's quite good for a mobile game. Really, really good. Like, subscribe, hit that follow if this video helped you, and I will see you in Season 6 of Delta Force Operations.